And what are you guys going to do for us today?
We're going to do some back training today.
Back training today. So we got one guy who's sucked down to a Skeletor.
Yep, that's my look right now.
And we got Chris, still big and strong. It should be an interesting matchup.
So, fun day.
All right, let's head inside, see what you guys got for us.
All right.
What's it like training with someone? Does it actually help you to train with somebody who's still got all the energy and everything because they're not all dieted down?
Yeah, I think it's a good mix. You know, just because of scheduling, the way my schedule is, I work crazy hours and everything, and so does Chris, he works tons of hours as well. I haven't been able to train with Jose as consistently as I usually do. So we hooked up a couple times, I don't know, a few months ago, and we kind of made back our night. So we've been training back together ever since. And he's like a forklift off the ground, you know, he can deadlift a tank. So I've been struggling keeping up with him ever since, and I think it really helped on the way down. But that's how I lift anyway. You know, Jose always calls me a Neanderthal because I come in and lift every weight, so I don't like to do all the other stuff.
Chris, what's it been like for you training with Matt so far?
Well, I think it's been a pretty good mix because I usually train like really heavy and explosive, and Matt trains still really heavy, but he's very methodical in how he approaches every workout.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a good combination where we'll do a few exercises that are really explosive, just moving weight, and then we'll do exercises using all types of different, you know, like tension techniques or negatives or supersets or high reps. And you know, for me, it's been great because I've always had like a pretty thick physique, but now training with him, I've been adding in some extra detail, some maturity, more muscle roundness and fullness. So it's been great training with Matt.
So what was the rationale behind today's workout? You started with barbell rows. Why was that?
Well, we do barbell rows for two reasons. First is even though it's a heavy movement, we start light, so we get a couple sets in with 135, get a set in with 225. So it helps for me, being the old guy, warm up my elbows and everything. Whereas, because we want to do pull-ups at some point in time. Whereas when I start with pull-ups and I just start with 245 pounds or whatever it's going to be, you know, I end up yanking stuff all the time. The other reason why I like to start with it is, one, I need thickness, but I like to do pull-ups second because then I don't have to add any weight or, you know, get really up there in the reps. I can stay there in the 8 to 10 range and get pretty close to failure that way.
Were you on 600 grams of carbs, 800 the other day?
800 the other day. 60 today.
Negative 60?
Feels like negative 60.
Boy.
Last few weeks of his prep, we've been usually doing deadlifts, third exercise in. That way it's still go heavy enough to move some weight, but not too heavy where you're going to do something stupid, especially being so close off from his contest.
We talked about this a little bit during the workout, but you know, a lot of times when people see these videos, they want to see a guy a few days out from a show doing crazy, ridiculous weights. And you know, Cutler told me Ronnie ruined it for everyone with that video. Because once he did 800 pounds, everyone's like, well, everybody should do 800-pound deadlifts and squats, you know, right before a show.
I don't think you need to do that, but I'm also not somebody that comes in and does pump workouts or circuit training, because that's not how I got here in the first place. Now, obviously, today probably wasn't my heaviest workout, but I don't know, 315 for a bent row and 150 for one-arm rows and some pull-ups. That's, for me, that's still moving pretty good weight. And I think that everybody should do that. And the other thing that I said to you kind of downstairs, I don't know if it was on camera or not, is I also have to think that, you know, even though I really want to win this show and I'm training for this show, I very well could be back on stage another 2 weeks down the road. So I can't have like a week of circuit training or pump workouts and then try to do that again and still be you know, in shape. So I just approach it as normally as I can, but at the same time trying to be safe.
That wasn't so bad, right?
So we pick a lightweight.
Yeah.
Like this. I might have stole this from one of the guys.
It's all right.
I can't remember which one.
Everything's stolen from somebody.
Sorry, John, if it was you.
At the end
could be Charles' class as well.
I steal from many other trainers.
So we pull it all the way down, and now we hold the contracted position with one, alternate. So you got it always contracted.
It's an extended contraction, extended tension on the muscle.
You make it through about 6 of those suckers, then you just rip out a couple full ones with 2 hands.
For those, a lot of guys who watch these videos, they're in a permanent off-season mode because a lot of guys don't compete. They just want to be big and strong. How is it? What's it like trying to still be strong and move big weights when you're doing days of like 50 grams of carbs a day and hour of cardio, 2 hours of cardio sometimes, I'm thinking?
Yeah. This is really the first prep that I've been this severe with carbs as far as depleting and whatnot. And it's definitely a little bit more of a challenge. You know, it's just tough. It's tough on the joints. As you lose weight, your center of balance changes. So a lot of the bigger exercises like squats and deadlifts change. You know, it's not actually the same motion. The weight's pulling you further forward. You don't have as much mass behind you, whatever it is. So you just need to pay attention to those things. And we still went heavy. I mean, last week, well, he went up to 585, but I went up to 455 deadlifting as a third exercise. So, you know, we still move some pretty good weight, but you just need to be careful because it's a whole different ballgame when you start getting lean. Everything hurts, you know, joint-wise, especially if you're 41.
Yeah. Now you guys both do prep for other people, correct? You do as well.
Yes.
So, you know, do they look to you as an example? I mean, they're going to be looking to you as you're going to be dieting, just like Matt's guys and girls look to him. Do you have to set that example and come in crazy condition?
Of course. I think, you know, it's always good to try to, you know, beat your own, you know, previous form, you know, every single year come in leaner, tighter, fuller, better. And I mean, obviously too, like when you're prepping clients, I think that's very good also to set an example because then, you know, they definitely look up to you. They look up to you as like an expert, as what you're doing. And I think that, you know, being able to show them like, hey, like, you know, I know what I'm doing, like this is what I'm doing, I'm on stage, like I'm shredded or I'm full or bringing the best package possible, they're going to feel a lot more confident that when they're working with you that you're also going to bring them that similar package. So I definitely agree with that.
Speaking of condition, Matt, you know, you're a very big guy, but there's probably going to be guys who are bigger than you. Let's be real here.
Much.
Yeah, I mean, condition is an area that you can really get past a lot of those guys on, and you have in the past.
Yeah. I look at it this way going into a show, is that I'm never going to be the biggest guy, certainly at a national level show. But I have 2 things going for me. I have, you know, in bodybuilding what we consider a good structure. I have an X-frame, tiny little waist, and pretty good legs, pretty good shoulders. And really the only thing other than that you can control is conditioning. So, you know, I push it as hard as I can because I know if I'm not peeled, I'm not even in the first call-up. So, let alone up near the top. So, that's the whole game.
Cool, man. All right, well, I wish you good luck. I'll be there. See you. I don't know if this video is going to air before or after the show, so I don't know what these predictions or whatever are going to mean by the time people see it. Just hope they enjoy the video one way or another. Thanks a lot, guys. We out.